And if you can do that with only an hour and a half of time spent in the gym each week, that is a massive win for somebody who has a life, a family, a job, whatever else they might have going on. I created my own 6-week full body, twice per week workout program specifically for the equipment that I have available, meaning select dumbbells, a dip and pull-up bar, and a bench. And I'm gonna break it down for you today and see if it's something that you might be interested in. You can always swap out specific exercises, but the focus is to be doing this as efficiently as possible and getting as much done in as little time. And we're only doing it twice per week, so we are training at a higher intensity, and it is going to be hard because we are trying to limit the workouts to about 40 to 45 minutes, meaning we are going to be spending only an hour and a half approximately in the gym every week. Now you might be thinking, is that really enough time to build any muscle? And the answer is yes, as long as you're hitting each muscle group with a significant enough stimulus once or twice a week, especially in the first few years of your training, you are likely to be gaining a significant amount of muscle. Now, you might not be gaining 100% of your total muscle potential each month, but you might be getting about 80%. And if you can do that with only an hour and a half of time spent in the gym each week, that is a massive win for somebody who has a life, a family, a job, whatever else they might have going on. An hour and a half is such a small amount of time to still also see significant gains. Really quick before we move on, let me know in the comment section what your biggest barrier is to working out. Now, if you want to skip ahead to the breakdown of the workouts, you can check the timestamps and just skip ahead. But I want to explain a little bit now the types of things you're going to see in the program. So we are going to be doing a lot of supersets, which means we're taking 2 exercises, and instead of doing one exercise, set number 1, rest for 2 to 3 minutes, and then do set number 2, we're actually going to go from set number 1 of exercise 1 to set number 1 of exercise 2. We are going to take a 30 to 45 second break between the two, so you have a bit of time to catch your breath and for your cardio to recover, allowing you to give enough energy for the first set of the other exercise. But you don't have to wait the full 2 to 3 minutes to get the local muscle recovery, whether it's biceps or chest or back for that exercise. That means that we can move on a little bit sooner to the next exercise and get through the workout quite a bit faster. Another thing we are implementing in this program is called a rest pause. Now, a rest pause is where at the end of your set, you take a short break, 15 to 30 seconds, and then you go again. And the idea is that after you've gone close to or almost at failure, then you are going to go again with a short rest, meaning you don't have to do as many reps to hit failure again and push yourself all the way to failure in that last rest pause set. This is going to allow us to cut down on the overall rest time and get more reps and more volume in a shorter period of time, as well as approach failure more frequently and with less overall effort and fatigue. And because we're trying to get a lot of exercises done in a short period of time for a full body workout, we are going to be sticking to 2 sets of each exercise, but on a lot of them doing that extra rest pause. So the way we are going to be structuring your starting weight and rep count is going to be based on an RIR of 2, reps in reserve. Now, studies have shown that you don't necessarily have to go all the way to failure to get a significant muscle growth stimulus, but as long as you're within 2 to 3 reps of failure, you're going to get a fairly similar, if not equal, response. So we're already getting within that range of a significant stimulus, but we're not pushing all the way to failure, which is going to allow us over the weeks to increase the volume or increase the reps or the weight that we are doing. Now for me, because I have limited selection of dumbbells, I'm going to be primarily focusing on increasing the reps. However, I did just buy some ankle weights, which I'm going to strap around my wrists in whatever way I need to, so that I can increase my weights with 1, 2, 3, or 4 pound increments, even though I don't have that with the dumbbells. And that's going to make it a lot easier for me to then increase the weight along the way and not just have to rely on the reps. Now you might need to test things out before starting the program so you know what weight and rep count to start or aim for, unless you want to just go kind of on the fly for your first round through the workout and pick the weight you think is right and stop yourself when you think you're about 2 reps in reserve. And then each week you're going to add either 1 rep to each set. And if you can't hit that, you want to at least try to hit an extra rep or 2 in your after the rest pause. And then with future weeks, you can also increase the weight that you're doing by a small amount, and you can decrease the reps that you do. And then after the following week, once you've increased the weight and dropped the reps, then you can start increasing the reps again, working your way back up. I'm going to record day 1 and day 2, a full workout. If you want to watch and work out alongside me, go through each step side by side. You can pause it to take breaks, or if you need to confirm what the next thing is. But I'm going to be doing that, so you can check those out. I'll link them above once they are available. Now I'm going to share the details and the workout structure in the description, or at least a method of obtaining that in the description below if you want to check it out. And I'll have a PDF that I can then send out for those who want it. But I'm also going to put on the screen a breakdown of the days so you can take a picture of it along the way. So for day 1, we are going to be doing number 1, incline dumbbell bench press. Now, because we are limited on the total amount of exercises we can do, I chose an incline dumbbell press, and the incline dumbbell press is going to target not only the upper chest, but the rest of the chest as well. We're going to start off with 2 sets of about 6 to 8 reps with an RIR, meaning reps in reserve, of 2. So that means that if you pushed yourself to failure on that set, you would then get only 2 more reps before you couldn't do another. And we are going to do a rest pause, getting as many reps as possible after the rest pause. So a 15 to 30 second break, and then go again as many as possible to hit failure. The second thing we are going to be doing is a superset with lateral raises and rear delt raises. Now, in order to save time, I wanted to do bilateral movements. I prefer to do single arm side lying on the bench raises for lateral raises and rear delt raises. But in order to save time and to make the superset make more sense, we're going to be doing bilateral movements for both. The lateral raises you will be doing standing, 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps to failure. And then there will be a rest pause at the end of that one as well. And again, it's a superset. You're going to do set 1 of lateral raises, take a short break to catch your breath, and then do set 1 of rear delt raises. And I'm doing it leaning on an incline bench. We already have the incline bench set up for the incline dumbbell bench press. So we're using that, leaning over the top, and then doing the rear delt raise. Now, the next thing we are going to be doing is not a superset, a standalone weighted pull-ups. 2 sets of about 5 to 10 reps with an RIR of 2, and then a rest pause, and then doing as many reps as possible, either weighted if you want to, or you can decrease to body weight for that last rest pause set there and just get as many as possible. The next thing we are going to be doing, 5 and 6, is dumbbell skull crushers and preacher curls with a superset. So the dumbbell skull crushers, you're going to be laying down on the bench, and it'll be 2 sets of about 8 to 12 with an RIR of 2 once again, and a rest pause to failure after that. And you're supersetting that with the preacher curls, 2 sets of about 6 to 12 reps, again with an RIR of 2. This one is not going to have the rest pause on there, and unfortunately you're going to have to switch the bench up and down to get the flat bench for skull crushers and the incline to your liking for preacher curls. The next exercise, number 7, is going to be step ups. Because this is a unilateral movement, you are going to be doing it on its own. It'll be 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps, again with an RIR of 2. And then moving on, we're going to hit exercise 8 and 9, which is another superset. And number 8 is going to be the dumbbell squats. And we've already fatigued a little bit from the step up, so we're going to be doing 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps, again with an RIR of 2. And that's supersetted with hanging leg raises, which is just 2 sets to failure. And that is it for day 1. All right, moving on to day 2, we are going to be starting off with a superset. We're going to be doing overhead shoulder press and overhead dumbbell triceps extensions. For the overhead press, it's 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps. starting off with an RIR of 2, and then doing a rest pause followed by as many reps as possible. And again, you're alternating each set with the overhead dumbbell triceps extensions, doing 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps with an RIR of 2 with no rest pause after that. The third exercise is going to be a superset with the fourth exercise, and that is going to be chest supported row and incline dumbbell flies. For the chest supported row, you're going to be doing 2 sets of about 8 to 12 reps with an RIR of 2, followed by a rest pause, and then with the incline dumbbell flies, 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps, again with an RIR of 2 as the starting point. The fifth exercise is going to be a standalone. It's a bigger compound movement that we're going to be overloading, and that is the weighted dips. 2 sets of about 6 to 12 reps, starting at an RIR of 2, followed by a rest pause, and then doing as many reps as possible with the weight or with body weight only. Exercise number 6 and 7 is flat bench bicep curls with split squats, and the flat bench bicep curls, we're going to be doing it laying sideways across the bench to provide additional stability in the arms, and that is going to be 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps with an RIR of 2. And the split squats are going to be 2 sets of about 10 to 15 reps with an RIR of 2. Now, this was a very challenging superset, and if I was to rework it, I would find an easier leg variation to do there. And if you want to swap something out and do something a little bit more simple you have available, you can definitely do that. The next thing we are going to be doing is a final superset, exercise 8 and 9, supinated cross body dumbbell bicep curls and dumbbell RDLs, or Romanian deadlifts. And you're gonna be doing the bicep curls with 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps, starting with an RIR of 2. And then the RDLs will be 2 sets of about 8 to 15 reps, again with an RIR of 2 as the starting count. And once again, I'm going to be recording a full workout if you want to work out alongside me and see how I do each exercise, how much I'm resting, and what it's like for myself doing it. Man, that day 2 workout was brutal. I really hope it gets easier. Check those out when they hit the channel. I also have these sheets that I printed out to track my progress, the weight and the reps that I'm doing. I'll make those available for you as well if you're interested, so that you can keep track of what you're doing, making sure you're overloading progressively from week to week and comparing your difference from start to finish to see if you've made progress. Let me know what your thoughts are on the program so far. If you're interested in giving it a try, if you'd make some tweaks to it, I really hope you do try it out, and so you can give me some feedback in the comment section below. Hit that like if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing for more, and I hope to see you in the next video.